And what's the deal, everybody? I appreciate whoever's joining me today on this workout day. On the, what is this? This is the 7th of June, eh? June the 7th. Now, what we're doing is getting some stretches in beforehand. It's important to get them stretches in because you don't want to be out here breaking bones, having your bones and muscles wither away and go and fly away from you sooner than they should. So I do recommend stretching every day, preferably before your workout. After would be better as well, just to add that too. I don't really add that. I more work out before, I mean, stretch during and before. I don't really do too much stretching after because I'm still a little bit lazy in some ways. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna be out here trying to bullcrap you like, oh, look at this amazing thing I'm doing. Look how much better I'm doing it than someone else. No, nobody has the formula for any of these things. Calisthenics, whatever you can think of, right? Nobody has the formula, okay, except Christ. But anyway, yeah. So what we're doing is we're doing some stretches beforehand. Now I'm trying a new movement, a couple of new movements. Well, not new movements, right? But actually old, I guess old movements, new ways. So we're gonna get into it, but yeah, I'm excited for these couple of movements. This video is a little bit longer. It's 10 minutes, but it's it's basically me just trying 5 sets of 3 different exercises. Okay, just so you know ahead of time, 5 sets of 3 different exercises. Now, depending on the exercise, that's how many reps I did. You know, the amount of reps I did per set is going to be dependent on the exercise that it is. Okay, it's going to be dependent on that. Like the harder exercises are going to have half the reps in them, and the not easier, but the ones that are not as hard, they're going to have like double. So these right here. Now usually I'll do these on the smaller bar, not the smallest bar, but the middle bar over there to my left in this video. I'll do see, I'm doing them like here. I usually do these with my feet on the ground, or I'll do just a straight up chin up at the other bars, at another location. But this is my first time trying this movement at this height. Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it, but you know, I figured I might as well try. So I get 5 sets in of this, and then yeah, but from different angles. Yeah, I start to swing a little bit on some of them. They get hard. I'm trying, but they get hard. Yeah. Right now, this is the hardest movement that I'm doing out of all the movements that I do in these videos. This is the hardest one. Okay, yeah, this is definitely it's the newest one and the hardest one, as it should be. I'm not striving for perfection out here. I'm just striving for improvements. And this one I can really feel like everywhere, like all through the arms, all through the back. This is the challenge, okay? This is the new challenge. Doing stuff independently with my feet independent of the ground, okay? No ground assistance. Doing things in that way, handstands and things like that. I might be a little bit too top heavy for that still, but I'm still gonna try them. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, for now, I don't know if this is. I think this might be the last set. But yeah, I guess the video wouldn't really be as long if I didn't include the stretches. But I feel like the stretches are important, because without the stretches, you're not getting the full scope of the picture of what it really actually takes to really be able to do this consistently. If you don't stretch, your body's gonna break down. And I remember being a teenager, and people would tell me that. My dad and different people would tell me that. Different teachers and whoever, people in the gym, they'd be like, "Man, you gotta stretch before." I'd see them stretching. I'd be like, "Oh, they only stretching because they old." I'd be like, "Y'all only stretching because y'all old." I used to love to call people old when I was young. No, and now look at me. I'm in my late 30s, and I already got people calling me. I had one dude call me pops a few years ago. One like 18, 19-year old. And then I've been having younger people than me call me OG lately. See, that's what I get. See, we gotta watch what we say out here. That's what I get for making fun of all the old people. Like, even if it was just in my mind, I'll be like, oh, it's because they old. Oh, even if I didn't tell them that, you know. The only one I really said that to was like probably my dad or his friends. But yeah, whatever you make fun of, chances are you're gonna get a taste of that in some kind of way, some kind of fashion, some kind of form. Okay, you're gonna get a taste of that. You're gonna know what it feels like, or you're gonna be humbled in some way. So it's best to train our tongue, and the way we train our tongue is to train our minds, and the way we train our mind is to train our hearts. And the only way to train your heart is through a connection with God, I believe. People call that connection different things, right? But there's only one way to that thing, all right? And that way is through Christ. So, yeah. If you're going to tell anyone anything, try to tell them the truth. Why lie to people? We don't even know how long we have on this earth. You might as well tell everyone the truth. Now, in my case, I tend to overshare things, right? So I kind of keep my distance from people because I don't really know what it's like to be around people consistently. So I kind of overshare sometimes things that are, neither here nor there. But but yeah, it's good to it's good to practice at least practice do your best to practice some good habits, in whatever ways you can. And if you expect perfection out of yourself, you'll do more harm than good. Trust me. You expect perfection, you're just gonna let yourself down every single time. But but yeah. So don't put too much I guess trust in your human abilities. It's like we can only do so much, and we do have our limitations. It's best to acknowledge those limitations without any kind of delusion, right? Okay, because some people want to tell themselves certain delusions about themselves or other people, but really that's just all falsehood based on the narratives we've been told by the world through media and different things, right? Different kinds of media. So, I mean, you can choose to be led by the world in that way, but it's best to, just kind of rock with God, rock with God and see where He leads you. Don't you go with the world and you'll be led all kinds of versions of astray. All right. Right here we're doing some dips. This is the second movement that is new to me, right? I mean, I'm used to doing dips, but not in this way on that bar. That's usually my push-up bar. So that's what I mean by trying, kind of like, I guess you're doing the same old things, but if you're finding new ways to do those things, it's like you're doing a new thing, so it's like it keeps it fresh for you. And this is the way to kind of keep it, one of the ways to kind of keep it going, okay? Because you're going to need to keep it fresh. You'll get bored doing the same old things. That's our human nature. We just get bored, right, especially these days. I'm what they call a millennial. The older versions of the millennials. So being in that group, at the beginning of that group, it shows. Some of those things are true, right? But I don't put too much stock into those things either. But I'm just saying that's the category that the world has me in, and being in that category, there's some things that come with that. And and one of those things is easily being led by these media sources. My generation is just so easily swayed by anything new because we enjoy all kinds of independent thought. But we can't let that independent thought lead us down a path that strays us from God. Okay? So, yeah, working out, it'll help you center your mind. Yeah. It'll help you just basically be centered in a few different ways. Okay? I think it's a good practice. Sometimes I don't feel like doing it. Sometimes I just want to like be like, oh, maybe not today, right? But that's part of the reason why I created this. I started doing this on this channel too, was to kind of keep myself accountable, right? Because I can stop doing something real quick. Something that I was enjoying doing. Just stop doing it for whatever reason or a combination of reasons. But if you can find ways to keep yourself accountable, you know, especially if you have any issues with certain kinds of accountability, or whatever your issues are, if you can find ways to kind of maneuver and like not maneuver, but like find ways to get out of not be the person who you once were, basically. You know, a lot of prayer, a lot of training in different ways, different kinds of training. Putting yourself in hard situations so that it teaches you patience. There's all kinds of different ways to get yourself fit. But yeah, take care. Talk to you soon.